Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Insurance agents calling all insurance brokers, advisors, whatever you want to call yourselves. Thanks for tuning in to Brent and Friends, Nonsense and Trends. We're here with my business partner at the Turning 65 Advisor, P. Lemons.
What's up, Brent?
What's up, Jim Plemons?
Not much, man.
His name's really Jim Plemons. We call him P. Lemons because it's lemons with a P. And he's going to help us talk about what the Turning 65 Advisor can do to help you guys grow your Medicare business, the services that we offer, the things we provide. We're looking forward to sharing it with you guys. Stay tuned. See you there. All right, everybody, welcome back to this next episode. Jim Plemons, Brent Crawley, co-founders and operators of the Turning 65 Advisor. We're a local insurance agency here out of the Arrowhead, Lake Pleasant, Peoria, West Valley, Greater Phoenix area, Maricopa County.
Wow, that got big.
That got really big, really fast. That's a lot to narrow down. Basically West Valley, but we are a statewide organization. Actually, we poke into a couple of other states, Washington, gosh, not yet, but Utah, Wyoming, Mexico, Arizona primarily. So basically we want to talk to you guys about some of the things that we as an agency do that can help you grow your business, and some of the tools and resources that are provided by our upline, the premier agency, larger organization here out of Arizona, and what we're able to do to try to help you grow your business, and which is super important when you're a broker in this business to have resources available to you.
Tools of the trade.
And tools of the trade. So, I mean, we've got a lot that we can really dive into, and where should we start, I guess?
Oh man, I mean, you know, the CRM that comes with our upline, that's free CRM to manage your book of business.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. I mean, a lot of agents in this business have a CRM maybe that they're using. That's cool. We don't necessarily want to replace that, but a lot of agents maybe don't want a CRM because they have to pay for it. Right? Now, if you are an agent or an advisor in any area of business and you don't have a CRM, you are a three-legged horse. You are broken.
Yeah, well, we still use a different CRM other than the free one that's provided, but it's a great place to, you know, kind of manage and centrally locate all your book of business.
Yeah. So
to run reports and
at the Turning 65 Advisor, we have kind of two systems.
Right.
One of them is a CRM that manages our whole block of business. The other one is a CRM that is designed to really communicate with our clients. Right?
Marketing, touch points, booking tools. Yeah,
bingo. And that is something that the Turning 65 Advisor, we provide both systems to our agents that are in our downline. So depending on if you want both, we give you access to both of them. So the free CRM allowing you to manage your book of business. And we actually have it set up in a way where, say you're a broker and you're out there in the field and you submit a piece of business to the carrier, even if it's directly to the carrier, we have a back-end connection with the carrier where your business gets automatically uploaded into the CRM, so you don't even have to do that data entry. The data entry is completely taken care of for you. It's integrated into the system. Now, if you submit your business directly to the insurance carrier, if it's direct, it could take anywhere between 10 days to a month for it to actually land in the system.
It's definitely best to submit it through our system.
If you submit your application through the CRM, it gets directly to the carrier in real time. But by the next business day, that information is available in the CRM. Which is really nice because if you're a downline agency, if you have an agency and you have agents and you want to be able to track their production, their business, right? You want to be able to see what their production is on a day-to-day basis. You know, a lot of agencies, they have to depend on the carrier to make that data available to you. And a lot of carriers, it's wonky. Depending on how your contract is set up, a lot of carriers don't make that available to the upline at least next day or whatever. A lot of times, I mean, we had agencies that were coming to us and it was just after annual election period, just after AEP. And they were saying it was like March and they hadn't even still had an update or a report from the carriers available to them on what their downline agents had done.
Wow.
And I'm sitting here going, that's cool because like I can see the next day how much business has been submitted the next day. We don't even charge you for this.
Right. And even if you get an app, traditional way or the old school way, a paper app, you if you fax it in or snap and send it in through the app that's provided, next day availability.
Next day, bam.
The back end team will scrub that app. They'll make sure there's no typos, errors, or omissions, and then get that sent off to the carrier for you, and it's immediately available.
So at the Turning 65 Advisor, through our upline, the premier agency and their affiliates and their uplines and all that stuff, we actually make all that stuff available to you. So you'll have the snap and submit feature, which is basically like you can actually fill out an application. It's a paper app, right? And you can open up the app and you could just like take pictures of it with your cell phone.
Yeah, and
it bloop.
I like doing that.
So
it's better than faxing it too, because you get a nice clean picture of each page.
Right, because it crops it into a PDF, right? And it'll submit it directly, and it goes right into your CRM. And did I mention that all this is free?
You did.
I did?
You did. It is all free, yes.
It's all free. It doesn't cost you anything. And there's no fun and games. There's no funny business.
It's not free. I mean, it costs money. Just not
us. You.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't cost the agent.
Everything costs money.
Everything costs money. It just doesn't cost the agent money. And we don't do any funny business with it. Like we don't like own your commissions.
Right.
We don't make your commissions get paid to us and then we pay you. We don't hold you captive. You're not a captive agent. You can have one contract with us with one carrier. We'll let you take advantage of our systems.
Right.
With just that one carrier.
The goal is to make it easy for you to do business with us.
The goal is to eliminate all the back-end administrative work, right? That's the goal, is to make it easy for you to do business. Not just for you to do business with us, but just for you to do business. Right? Online enrollment platforms. Let's talk about that.
They're expanding now too with the.
They're expanding now.
Unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, it's fortunate that it's expanding, but it's unfortunate the circumstance. COVID-19 really forced their hand on online enrollments. They've really opened up the availability of DocuSign, Connecture.
So I think I really want to talk about this. I'm so pumped on this. One of the most recent developments with Connecture, which this is kind of like, okay, so Connecture was super exciting. For those of you guys who don't know what Connecture is, different companies that lease the Connecture platforms have the ability to rebrand it, and it's not called Connecture. Like there's another FMO that calls it like the Medicare enrollment platform.
Right.
It's Connecture, guys.
Yeah.
It's Connecture.
They've just put their own brand on it and called it their own.
It's Connecture though. And so, we have Connecture and we make it available for all of our agents. By the way, we don't charge you for it. Right? We make it available for you.
I think you mentioned that.
Did I mention that it's free?
It's all free.
So we make Connecture available. Now, here's what was really cool is we had agents actually a couple of years back. We had agents actually start pushing back. And these were agents that I think were afraid of change and they were wanting to live in the dinosaur area. And they were like, meh, and they were whining about it. Like, well, what if people don't have computers, And look, I get that there's a lot of clients in this business who maybe don't have email addresses and they don't prefer to do things electronically. But there was also that whole, like, at the time, it was 2018 going into 2019. And we're like, you guys, it is 2018. It's going into 2019. Like,
some people don't have computers and some people don't have email addresses. But a lot of people do.
But most people have computers. Most people have email addresses.
Most people got a computer in their pockets called a smartphone.
Right. And they're like, well, aren't you eliminating the personal touch with the agent, agent and client? Which, by the way, listen to our previous episode that came out last week. We actually talk on that a little bit.
Right.
But, the whole idea with the electronic enrollment platforms was not to eliminate the personal touch with the client. It was to make it easier for you to do business.
Right.
So that you weren't having to do paper applications, faxing every single application. It was safer. Little story. I had an agent of mine. Her name was Shelly. She was a really rock star, good agent, right? And she doesn't live in Arizona anymore. Since she moved to Utah several years ago. She's not. Anyways, long story, she's not with us anymore. But anyways, she's still a friend. Still talk to her. But it was during AEP. She had gone to like 4 or 5 clients' homes, right? She'd gotten like 7 applications, and she had her computer bag, and they were in her computer bag, and she had kids, and so she was on her way home, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, it's getting late. I got to pick up something for dinner." And she makes a detour. She goes to Walmart. She goes into the store. She gets a bunch of stuff for dinner, right? She comes out. The back window of her Subaru hatchback had been smashed out and someone had taken her computer bag. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So she had 7 applications with clients' data in that computer bag.
That's worth more than the computer.
So we had to start going through the process of calling the clients, explaining them what happened, and purchasing like identity theft services for those clients.
Right.
Just on the house, right?
Wow.
Long story short, that's not something that happens very often,
No.
right? I mean, I literally had an agent once. He was working in Lake Havasu. For anybody who's ever worked in Lake Havasu, it's very windy.
Yeah.
And he's in Lake Havasu and he's walking out of a client's home and a gust of wind came and applications just went and went blowing down the road.
Yeah.
And he's chasing it down the road. He had like 4 or 5 pages that were lost. I mean, you guys, anything can happen. Applications can get lost, paper, those electronic enrollment platforms are really just designed to make your life easier. Now, we're thanking the Lord that these are available for us now as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Right.
It's making it possible for us to do business.
So even a face-to-face meeting, you sit down and do the online enrollment. That's the preferred way to do it.
Last year during AEP, before COVID-19,
right,
90% of my enrollments were done face-to-face, right?
Right.
And 100% of my enrollments were done electronically.
Right.
I wasn't doing paper apps with people right there.
Right.
I wasn't. I was sitting down with them. That's the plan they wanted. I would go on to Connecture, do an electronic app.
Yeah. Send it off.
I wasn't doing paper apps. In fact, why would I do that? Why would I do that?
And if you had to pick up a paper app, we snapped it.
And if I had to pick up a paper app, because I was in a weird situation where I had no internet or just an offshoot situation, I could do a snap and submit with my phone. Bam. Or whatever. And so, but the thing is a lot of agents pushed back about the technology and clients having an issue with technology. And then all of a sudden DocuSign starts coming in a few months back, right? And Medicare started approving carriers collecting applications via DocuSign. So you can have an application uploaded as a template into DocuSign. You could pre-fill out the application and then you could just send it to the client for a signature.
Right.
Which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then all these agents were like, oh, well, DocuSign is better than Connecture because we could pre-fill out the application, just send it, and all they got to do is sign with their finger.
Right.
Where Connecture, you would have to send the application to the client electronically if they were not there with you present.
Right.
And they'd have to fill it out. And then all of a sudden, Connecture comes out, and guess what they do? They're like, hey, by the way, update.
That's this year's update, right?
That's this year's update. You can pre-fill out the application for the client, send it to them. It'll go to them in a text message if you want. And all they have to do is
click the link, sign with their finger.
With their finger, submit.
Beautiful.
Dude.
And guess what? It's free.
It's free for our agents. It's not free for everyone.
Free for our agents.
Now, here's the deal, guys. If you're another upline FMO watching this, we're not picking on you.
Yeah.
It's okay if you want to charge your agents for Connecture. We don't. Now, there are some agencies out there that offer it for free for their agents too. We're not the only ones, but we're proud to be amongst the group that offers it to our agents and they don't have to pay for it. We're fine with that. We're proud to be a part of that bunch. And so we offer it to our agents for free. But here's the deal. There are a lot of agencies jumping on the bandwagon, offering it to their agents now that COVID-19 hit. Guys, we were offering this to our agents 2.5, 3 years ago.
Right.
I mean, this is not new for us. Okay. So not only that, we've got not only, the free CRM, the 2 different CRM platforms that we offer for our agents for free.
Right.
Also the online enrollment tool with Connecture, also offering DocuSign to our agents that's integrated into their CRM. So when they do a Connecture application, it goes right into their CRM. No data entry necessary. When they do a DocuSign, it goes right into the CRM. No data entry necessary.
Snap and submit.
Right into the CRM. No data entry necessary. It's a beautiful world. It's a great thing, right? Helps you do your business. But not only those things.
So, and it covers the document retention requirements too.
And it covers the document. Thanks, P. Lemons.
Scope of appointment 10 years. Psst, don't worry about it.
It's 11 years now, P. Lemons.
Okay.
It changed. It's 11 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry. That's okay. But it's in there.
But it's in there. I had an agent come visit me at the office once, and this was a new agent we recruited, and he goes, so where's all your your files and stuff? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he says, well, you got to keep all your documents on file for 10 years at a time. And I was like, okay, I can access them on my phone. I can access them by logging in online into the secure server. I don't have to keep physical documents anymore.
Yep.
Because they're in the server available for us for up to 11 years now.
Yeah.
And not only that, but one of the newest things that we're doing for our agents now that I'm most excited to talk about is
preset appointments.
Preset appointments, baby. Bam. So here's the deal. There's been, I'm so jacked on this.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Dude.
And it works like a charm too.
You know, we got to get Bob on this show.
Bob.
Yeah. You know.
What about Bob?
Bob is the guy that runs that department of our appointment setting. He's a really awesome dude. He's a great get. He's a huge value to our agency.
Right.
He's great to work with too. He's got a ton of energy, super passionate about what he does, and he's very familiar with the insurance business. So he's good at what he does, and he's building a huge team. We've got 3 people so far, a team of 3 setting appointments for agents. And here's the deal. During AEP of this year, for those of you agents listening, this year during AEP, we estimate that Bob's team will preset anywhere between 700 and 800 preset appointments for our agents during AEP.
Right.
That's a ton.
So what we're doing here at the Attorney 65 Advisor and the Premier Agency is we're doing a huge mail drop, right?
Yeah.
To generate leads.
Gargantuan size mail drop.
And those leads are all going to go to Bob and his team.
And by the way, do the agents have to pay for those leads?
No. They don't. They don't have to pay for those leads.
They have to pay for the appointments, cost sharing on the appointments.
Right.
Now, here's the deal. Those appointments, how much do the agents pay for the appointments?
$32.
$32, right? How much do the appointments cost?
$65. $64.
$64.
Yeah.
So we're actually paying
half
of the cost of the appointments. So we're paying for the full cost of the leads. We're paying half the cost for the appointment.
Right.
So the agents are getting pre-booked, preset appointments, and these are qualified appointments.
Yeah, qualified appointments. The call team, they don't just book an appointment. They find out all the doctors. They find out their prescription drugs. They figure out what plan they currently have, income, everything you might need to know to walk in the door and be ready to submit an enrollment. They get all that information for you.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, and I'm not trying to be arrogant here. See, I came from an agency that had a lot of talk about all the things they did for their agents, right? Meanwhile, we weren't getting 100% of our commissions. By the way, our agents get 100% of their commissions. We didn't own our book of business. By the way, our agents own their book of business. It's yours. It's just crazy. I came from an agency where none of this stuff was done for us. And we didn't own our book. And we didn't get to we didn't own our commissions. We didn't own our business. We were kind of chained to the floor there. And if you wanted to leave that agency, there was going to be some pain and suffering that came as a result of leaving, which a lot of us have endured by being a part of organizations. And I'm not necessarily knocking organizations. I have a couple of friends of mine who are in organizations like that. They're doing very well, providing for their family.
Right.
It's a setup that they want. That's fine. But we provide all of this stuff to you, and you get 100% of your street level commission. You get to own your book of business and your clients. You have access to all that whenever you want. And by the way, if you're unhappy with our services and you're unhappy doing business with our agency, leave.
Full release.
Go ahead.
No strings.
No strings attached. We'll give you a release except for within a month and a half leading up to AEP, because that's most of the insurance carriers' blackout periods. So they won't release you. So we won't release you during that time. But per your contract that you have with us, we'll release you within 30 days of you requesting a release, with the exception of those blackout periods, which is like in the middle of AEP. Right. And that's pretty standard with most uplines, because it's really impossible to move contracts during that time anyways. Right. Most carriers aren't going to let you anyhow. So we fall into kind of the same rhythm that the insurance carriers hold. But other than that, if you're unhappy doing business with us, we're fine to let you go. We wish you the best. So we don't try to keep you here by shackling you here. Right. We try to keep you here by treating you better than anybody else. That's the goal.
Yeah.
If you got questions, concerns, you want to know more about it, feel free to hit us up.
What about co-op, Brent?
Good question, buddy. So
we didn't talk about that.
We didn't talk about co-op.
That's a huge benefit.
So we co-op 50% of any marketing that any of our agents do, as long as it relates to their Medicare business, with the exception of a couple of things. Like we don't co-op on your business cards.
Right.
Because like everyone needs business cards in your cell phone, like everyone needs in your computer, stuff like that. But let's say you wanted to do a mailer, and that mailer for 1,000 pieces, let's say it's going to cost you $460. Well, no, it's going to cost you $230.
Right.
We're going to pay half. You're going to pay half. Right.
That's right.
And the honest truth is that I have agents that are really good agents and they work really, really hard. And I can tell that they're grinding really, really hard. And they'll come up to me and they'll go, hey, I really want to do this marketing thing. And a lot of times if I feel that like intuition in my gut, I'll just say to them, you know what? Why don't I just pay for the whole thing for you? Like you're worth it. But here's the worst case scenario. Jim, what is the worst case scenario?
You paying for that?
The worst case scenario is 50%, right?
Oh yeah, worst case 50%.
Worst case scenario, you're going to pay for 50% of your marketing.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case.
Right? So if you're out there having to go to your upline asking them if they'll help you pay for something, you don't have to ask us if we'll pay for something.
Right.
You just have to say, "Hey, I'm doing a mailer. Here's how much I'm spending." And we'll go, "Okay."
Yeah.
There's
a little bit of paperwork involved, but yeah.
There's some documentation that you need to submit, but the rule of thumb is we're always going to pay for 50% of your marketing.
Right.
That's a rule of thumb, right? Because we want you to grow your business. Okay. So at the Turning 65 Advisor, we've got electronic enrollment platforms. We've got CRM available for you, 2 different platforms of CRMs available for you that we don't charge you for. We have preset appointments for Medicare that are dirt cheap considering the quality of the appointments.
So we're already co-oping on that up front. No paperwork involved.
Yeah, we're already co-oping on that because it's just a program that we're running through our agency. You don't have to co-op on that. We actually invoice you the portion that you're responsible for. We're paying for the whole thing and we're invoicing you for your portion.
Right.
And we co-op 50% on everything else. We offer all kinds of training that's available for you. We have all other different types of incentive. I mean, we got a lot of other things that we got going on, but that's just probably stuff that you'll probably want to reach out to us and ask us for.
Yeah.
I don't really know if there's really anything we should go over. I mean,
it covers it. I mean, we're pretty cool dudes to work with. So that's,
we are pretty cool
bonus.
Dudes. That is a little bit of bonus. You're a lot more of like a chill, down to earth guy. I'm a little bit more like I might annoy you, and that's okay by me. It's really fine by me. I'm a perfectly fine understanding that like most people aren't really designed to get along with everybody.
Right.
And so if you prefer working with Jim, I'm happy to give you his phone number.
Yeah. Yeah. Our goal is to to treat you so well you don't want to go anywhere else to do business.
Yeah. That the idea of you going somewhere else to do business makes you sick to your stomach. You're like, I couldn't do that. I can't go somewhere else.
Nobody's ever treated me this good. How could I ever work somewhere else? That's our goal.
And if you have more questions about it, feel free to give us a call at the Turning 65 Advisor, 623-777-3315 or
www.theturning65advisor.com.
You can even shoot us an email at info@theturning65advisor.com.
That's right.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We hope to do business with you sometime soon. Peace.